Hello everyone, welcome to 4D maze tutorial. This is a hard version of a maze where you have to traverse from starting position to ending position in a 5x5x5x5 maze. This is what it looks like. So for the purposes of conveniently solving the module, you can disable this button. It will disable all extra unnecessary information, which I, to be honest, don't even know what means, but okay. And this is what you are going to work with. This button will stop this wobbling, so if you want you can disable it. This screen right here represents what our goal position is. This is the diagram, these are the coordinates, and these numbers 1, 3, 5, 5 is the ending coordinate that represents that x, y, z, w represent in this order. So let's find our ending position. X is 1, w is 5. So along the bottom is going to be here. Y is 3, Zulu is 5. So it's going to be here. And this is our ending position. I'm going to mark it as green. Each cell in this maze is colored, so you can identify, well, not cell, the wall is colored, each wall is colored. You can safely go into the wall, nothing will happen. And when the wall is in front of you, as you can see, it will be displayed as a cube right in front of you. Black cells are free cells that you can go through. Yeah, this is once 1 by 5 square is like a little 5x5 plane among the cube. Cube is x, z, and y combined, so this is going to be a single cube, and together is going to be a hypercube. Yeah. So in order to find our starting position, we need to use this lookup table. You're going to gather all the 8 colors you can see on the module and plug them in Ctrl F in order you get in this particular order. So to get all the colors from the module, you need to look which ones you have. And don't forget to do left twice, because the position right behind you is not shown when you're looking at somewhere. So for example, you are looking at magenta, which is in front of you. When you go to left, you don't see that magenta, but everything else you do. So yeah, gather 8 adjacent cells, which are going to be 1 red, here it is, 1 green, here it is, no blues, no signs, 2 magenta, this and this, and 1 yellow. So red, green, magenta, yellow, and the remaining 3 are going to be just black. So we have 2 possible starting positions. Let's disambiguate them. Let's start with trying this position, 3, 4, 1, 3. So X is 3, W is 3, 4, 1 on the left, so here. So this is our first possible starting position, and the second one is 5, 5, 2, 2. So 5, 2 here and 5, 2 here, which is here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to delete this. Okay, these are our 2 possible starting positions. As you can see, the adjacent walls are, for example, for this position, the adjacent walls are for Zulu direction are green and nothing. So these two cells are adjacent for this cell if we're looking at Zulu. For Yankee, the adjacent cells are going to be this one. Wait, did I forget to delete this? Okay, I did. So this one and this ones. For X-ray adjacent cells, we have this and this, which are both empty. Wait, apologize, I'm looking at a wrong cell, I think. 5252. 5252. And the first one was, once again, 3413. Yeah, I'm looking in the wrong cell. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm looking in the wrong cell, sorry. So for this one, the adjacent cells by X-ray are going to be magenta yellow, by Zulu empty empty, by whiskey this magenta and this green, and by Yankee this empty cell and this red cell. So for the purposes of conveniently solving the module, you need to preferably keep track of your of the flat you are looking at if you go like this, like in normal 2D maze, for example, or 3D. Currently, if you look at left, right, like that, you cover two axes. So the one you're looking at the one that is in front and back to you, and the second one that is left, right of you. To start moving, you actually need to find out which these two axes are, and the remaining two axes are going to be used later when you actually need to switch an X in order to traverse the maze. I will show how to switch. So by switching an X, you actually switch a plane you are moving between, not between, like in the plane. Yeah. So let's start. Let's start disaggregating the two starting positions. So we have on one of our axes magenta on our side and one side and red on the other side. So front and back are going to be magenta and red. So let's see, does any adjacent pair of cells have magenta and red? So for this one, the first one has green and nothing, second one has nothing and yellow, third one has nothing and magenta, fourth one has red and magenta, which is exactly our case. So for this one, it could possibly mean that right now in front of us is Yankee. But what about the second cell? The pairs are magenta yellow, nothing, magenta green, and nothing red. So actually magenta red is not present for this cell. So that means this is our starting position. Okay, we identified which direction we are looking, which direction is in front of us right now. Since it's magenta, which is this cell, so we're actually looking at minus Yankee, right? Plus Yankee right now. Plus Yankee, yeah. And what about what's the X to the left and right of us? Well, we have magenta on one side and nothing on the other side. Which one of the remaining three X's has that? So green nothing, nothing yellow, and magenta nothing, which is exactly what we need. So since magenta is to the left of us, which means this is to the left, this is to the right. So our current plane we're in right now is Yankee Whiskey. Okay, before we start traversing the maze, let's actually find a short path to our ending location. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Interesting. Okay, where can I come from? This is the only cell I can go from there because it's adjacent by Yankee. Everything else is actually covered. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, where else can I go? For example, like that. Like that. Then we'll go here. We can actually go like this, then teleport here, then go here, teleport here, yeah, and our paths are connected. So, as you can see here, we want first to travel in this extra Yankee plane. So we actually have to switch both of our axes, because we're actually in Yankee Whiskey. Sorry, I meant we need to travel in X-ray Zulu. Yeah. So to switch an X, to switch a specific X, you need to use the up, down, or Anakata buttons. The one X you're looking at currently will not switch, but the one to the left and right will switch. So currently we're looking at magenta, which is, I forgot which magenta it is. It's the one paired with red. Yeah. So the one paired with red is Yankee. So if we go up, yeah. So we're currently looking at the Yankee, which means to the left and right of us is Whiskey, and the one that is to the left and right will not get changed, but the one in front of us will get changed. So right now we switched Yankee to something, either Zulu or X-ray. Right now in front of us is green. So let's see which one of the remaining two has green. This one. So currently we're looking at positive Zulu. That's good. We need Zulu. Now we need to switch Whiskey to X-ray. We want Zulu to remain, so we turn left back to our Whiskey and use up, for example. Yeah. Up showed us red, which is a part of Yankee. So we actually need to go back and try Anna instead, or Kata, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, now we have yellow in front of us and green to the right of us, which is great. So right now we're actually in the X-ray Zulu plane. That's good. When we look at green here on the front, we have left on the module on the left, but on the manual it's on the right. So right now our plane is actually mirrored. In order to mirror a plane, you just do 2 downs or 2 ups, like that. So now our coordinates, like X-ray and Zulu, are actually normal, not inversed. So if we face back to green, we have we have yellow on the right here. So now we can conveniently do our few first moves. So left, forward, forward. We are now here. As you can see, we have magenta on the right and cyan on the front. Now left, front, right, front. And we're here with cyan and front on the right. Now we want to teleport here. In order to do that, let's switch the Zulu. Let's switch the Zulu X to the one that's responsible for this cell, which is Yankee. So if you want to switch Zulu, we need to face Zulu, yeah. for example, like that. So right now we have X-ray to the left and right of us. So let's try using up, for example. Okay, now this Zulu is switched to either Yankee or Whiskey, because we were previously in plain Zulu X-ray. So let's see which out of these X's it switched to. Let's try going forward. Now remember what you are doing, because you would need to go back to your previous state in order to not mess this up. Okay, after we switch the X, going one forward brings us to green. So if we switched to Yankee, going so for example, if this switched us to Whiskey, which is this and this adjacent cells, if after that we faced in this direction, we wouldn't be able to move, we would just see yellow. But we were able to make one move, which is in this direction. But after that, we are supposed to see blue, but right now we're seeing green on the module, which means we actually switched to Yankee. Going one forward by Yankee from this cell brought us to green. So if that went this direction, we were supposed to see green here, but we didn't, which means from here we went here, and just like that, this is the green we're currently looking at. So we want to actually reverse. Now we're standing here, and we're facing minus Yankee. So when we go forward, we come back here, and if we go one more forward, we're here where we need to be. Now we want to switch Yankee back to Zulu. Currently to the left and right of us is X-ray, so this is good. We just need to try up, down, or Anakata. Let's try up. Currently we're looking at magenta. So suppose we just switch to Whiskey. Adjacent Whiskey cells are magenta and red. So that means if we're looking at magenta right now, to the back of us it should be red. But it is actually magenta. So it is not Whiskey, which means it's Zulu. And as you can see, the two adjacent cells by Zulu are two magentas. So this is good. Except we actually can't just by these two colors we can't really distinguish if our X-ray Zulu plane is inversed or not, but you can just deduce that just by going somewhere. Okay, currently we have three magentas surrounding us, so we're standing here, and right now we are facing here. Let's go forward. And to the left of us is yellow, so we're facing here, so to the left of us is this yellow. So the X-ray Zulu plane is not inversed, so we're fine. Now let's just go right, forward, and we're here. Now we need to go here, which means we need to switch something to Whiskey. For our convenience, let's switch the X that is perpendicular to the one we want to leave, which is perpendicular to Zulu, which is so yeah, let's switch X-ray, because that would, so ideally you want at all times you want to be in a plane with two perpendicular axes, which I am trying to do at all times, as you can see. So if you want to switch to Whiskey, we actually want to leave one of the axes from the other page, so we want to switch X-ray to Whiskey. Yeah, but sometimes you spawn, sometimes you start traversing the maze, like you spawn with 2 X's from the same pair. It's not deadly, but a little bit harder to stabilize your plane. So let's switch X-ray to whiskey. In order to do that, we want to make Zulu to the left and right of us and X-ray in front of us. So we want to face red here. We want to face X-ray. Yeah, and magenta is to the left of us. So let's try up. So currently, in both directions, Yankee and Whiskey, for both Yankee and Whiskey, in both directions, all 4 cells are empty. So we would need to do some walking to understand which direction out of Yankee and Whiskey we actually switched to. Let's see, let's try front. Okay, 2 fronts, and the next one would be magenta. So this direction, 1. Second move is impossible. Let's try this direction, 1. Second would be blue. Let's try this direction, 1, 2, magenta. Yeah, we switched to Yankee, which is not the one we want. So let's go back. Left, to front, and then right to come back to your initial state. Now we pressed up in order to switch the X, so we pressed down, and now we're back in X-ray Zulu. As I said, you need to remember which presses you make to not mess up. Yeah, and when you attempt to switch an X, I always recommend to do the top buttons out of the up, down, and anakata pairs, so it's easier for you to keep track. Okay, so up, down didn't work, so anakata should bring us to whiskey. Okay, now we're currently facing whiskey, but which one, negative or positive? Let's do 1 front. 1 front brings us to adjacent blue. This one is adjacent blue because 1 front to here would make this the next cell. So we actually need to go back. Now we're facing positive whiskey, the one we want. And now we'll come back here and 1 more here. And now, as you can see, we're facing this cell. And Zulu X is still to the left and right, so we want to go left. This is the adjacent cell by Zulu axis, so we just want to go left to switch to plus Zulu, or right, because in this case blue is in front of us, which is here, so let's just do 2 more lefts. So now we're facing positive Zulu. Go front. Now we're here, and as you can see, magenta is in front. So now, right now, we're in Zulu whiskey plane. We want to teleport here, which is by Yankee. So we need to change something. Okay, we are currently facing Zulu. Let's actually change the both axes. So let's face whiskey, change that. Change whiskey to X-ray. So right now, doing up will either change whiskey to X-ray or Yankee. Let's see. We have blue in front of us and nothing in front of us. Since adjacent X-ray has green and magenta, adjacent Yankee has blue and nothing. So blue and nothing is the one we're currently looking at, which is Yankee. So let's actually go. We actually want Yankee, but as I said, I want to keep one X in each pair for convenience. So let's go back by doing down and do Anna instead. Hold on, let me check something. Shit. Oh, anyway. Oh, if I'm in Zulu Whiskey plane, I can just change Zulu to Yankee. I don't need to change Whiskey to X-ray. I'm stupid. Anyway, in order to change Zulu to Yankee, we need to face Zulu. We're currently, so this is blue, and so this is blue from Whiskey, because this is the opposite magenta. So this magenta is this magenta. So we want to change the X we're currently looking at. Nice. Let's try up. We're currently looking at blue. We're either changed to Yankee or X-ray. X-ray has green and magenta adjacent, so this is not X-ray, which means we changed to Yankee. That's great. So since we're looking at blue, which is here, we need to go the other way to face this direction. So we're going one forward, and as you can see, the next cell is going to be blue in this direction. So now we want to change Yankee back to Zulu. We're currently facing Yankee. So let's do up, for example. We're facing sign. Okay, adjacent. So out of two remaining X's, X3 does not have adjacent sign, which means we change successfully to Zulu. Here is our Zulu from sign. We need to go this way, so let's reverse and go on forward. Okay, now we need to change Zulu back to Yankee. We're currently facing Zulu, so we can go up or down. We're on the KTaNE. Let's try up. Out of Yankee and X-ray, which one has magenta? So X-ray does not have adjacent magenta, so we successfully switch to Yankee. This is the adjacent magenta from Yankee which we're looking at, so we go reverse and front in here. Whew, almost done. We're currently facing Yankee Whiskey. The next move we need to do is actually Whiskey, so that's convenient for us. We already have Whiskey on the left and right. So, oh, that's interesting. So we don't actually remember which one is positive Whiskey and which one is negative Whiskey on the left and right. So we need to do some deduction. But because as you can see, all these 5 cells on the Whiskey don't have any walls. So let's try right, for example. Let's improvise. Let's go to forward. What if, okay, so we went to forward, so we're either here or here now. We know that Yankee is on the left and right, and as you can see in the module, there is nothing on the left and right. If we're here, we would have 2 blues on the left and right, which means we're here because there is nothing on the left and right in here. So that's great. Now all is left to do is switch Whiskey to Yankee by doing left or right, and we just need to do a step in here. So depending on which way we turn, here or here, let's do one forward. If we see a green in front of us, or if we see a red in front of us, which is supposed to be here, if we are here, then we're where we need. But we don't see red, which means we actually went in here because there is nothing in here. So actually let's return, and from here let's do two fronts, and we should be done like that. Let's do one more example. Wow. Okay, let's find our ending position. For X-ray, Whiskey 3, Yankee 1, Zulu 4, which is here. Okay, what about the colors? Don't forget to look at the back, which has a magenta in this case. So we have two magentas, yellow and blue. In order: blue, magenta, magenta, yellow. And the remaining four colors are black. So we have two possible positions. Let's see, 2, 2, 2, 4. 4 and 2, 2. And second is 3, 5, 1, 2. 5, 1 here. Okay, so our starting position is either this or this. Okay, let's see what do we have. For this one, okay, we have magenta paired with nothing. So for this one, it's this one, and for this one, it's this one. So magenta doesn't help us. Let's switch in X. We have we have yellow paired with nothing. For this one, it's this and this, and for this one, it's okay. Nothing here, nothing in here. Oh, it's actually this X. Sad. Okay, let's actually switch a plane. So here we have magenta with nothing again. So we actually to actually have two magentas with nothing. Which one has two magentas with nothing? So this is one magenta with nothing. This is a no. This one has two magentas with nothing. Okay, and this one, yellow nothing, magenta nothing, magenta nothing. Okay, this also doesn't help. So we actually, oh, actually, one thing you can also do, you can just go in any direction one cell and find it again in this table, and whichever one is just adjacent to one of these cells is your actual cell. Yeah. So we're currently standing at only green, cyan, yellow. So it's either okay. Okay, as you can see, it's either of these two. Okay, and they're both actually adjacent. Okay, let's do one more actually. Okay, let's go forward. Wow, that's only one red. That's crazy. Okay, it's 2, 2, 4, 4 now. Okay, 2, 2, 4, 4. So So this one, okay. So as I understand, we went from here twice front, okay. Okay, we're quite in an empty cell. Currently, we're facing red, which is like the only adjacent color. So our first X is, well, X-ray. Let's face away from X-ray and go forward and see where we come. So 2 forward brings us to blue. Out of the remaining 3 axes, which one has a potential to bring us to blue by going 2 forward? It's actually Zulu. If we go here, wow. And it's also whiskey, and it's also Zulu. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, let's go back to forward. Let's try different. Okay, if we go this direction instead, 1 move brings us to blue. Okay, so here possible, here possible, and well, oh wait, here. This is crazy. No, we need to switch a cell. So let's go back. So let's go away from red, 1 cell. So we're now here. Let's try going somewhere from here. Okay. Make X-ray to the left or right, and let's go forward. 1 is red. 1 forward is red. So if we go forward in Yankee we can't go forward. We are blocked by 2 reds on both sides. On Zulu we can go 1 here and we will face red. And on whiskey we're also blocked by red and blue. So that means we're currently facing Zulu. And we're actually in here. That's convenient. And if you go 1 right and 1 forward, 2 forwards brings us to yellow. So we were able to do 2 forwards, which means we're here and we're facing yellow. And as you can see, blue is on the right and Emmanuel is on the left, which means our plane is inversed. So let's do 2 ups, and now we're back at normal. We have yellow in front, blue on the left, so we're actually facing Zulu X-ray. Perfect. Now let's find the way to our goal position. Okay, what can we do? Wow, I think this is quite a short path. Okay, this is a quick one. Nice. Okay, let's turn away from yellow. Go 1 front. So we're now here. We want to switch our. We want to travel by Yankee, so we need to switch Zulu to Yankee. We're currently facing Zulu, so nice. Let's try up. Let's see which one it switched to whiskey or Yankee. Let's do how many forwards we can. 1 forward. If we were at whiskey, this direction is blocked, but we could do 1 forward here, which will actually put us at red. So this is a possibility. But we also could go here, and this would put 1 red in front of us, which is also a possibility. So let's just return and do a move in the opposite direction instead. So we did one magenta from here. I mean one forward, and we see magenta from here. So out of Yankee Whiskey, which one provides that? This one forward and then magenta. And what about whiskey? No, this direction has blue and this direction has red in front of it, as we established. So that means we're currently here and we're currently facing minus whiskey. Wait. Hold on. Okay, now I'm starting position. As you remember, I pressed up. So now I'm back in X-ray Zulu. Okay, I have yellow to the right, green to the left. That's good. I'm just double checking. 2 forward brings us to yellow, yeah. Now go back to forward and return. Okay, so we're still here at X-ray Zulu facing this direction. Once again, we're changing. Oh, we're changing X-ray to whiskey. Sorry, that's everything is fine. Yeah, we're pressing one up. Yeah, once again, going left 2 and forward 1 brings us to here, which faces magenta. So reverse, forward, we're back here, and forward 1 more, we're here where we need to be. Now we need to make a move in Zulu. So here, which is the one we have, which is the one on the right at the moment, I believe. So if you go right, we're facing Zulu now, and we have whiskey on the left and right. Okay, in order to verify which Zulu, positive or negative, we're looking at, let's just do one forward. Yeah, we're facing this direction, because if we did go this way, we would see blue at this point in front of us, which means we're here. Okay, now we need to make a move here, which is by Yankee, so we need to switch Zulu to Yankee. We're currently facing Zulu, so we can press up, down on the kata. See, up. It's so Yankee does not have an adjacent green. It's yellow or black, which means this up switched us to X3, which is, by the way, this green adjacent that we see. So we go back down and try Anna instead. This now has switched us to Yankee instead. Yellow in front of us, which is this yellow. So we need to reverse. Now we're facing this direction, which means we can do one front. Yep, and this is the yellow we see at the moment. Now we need to switch to X-ray. So we need to look at whiskey and switch it to X-ray. Now we're looking at whiskey, because we were previously looking at Yankee, so we make one left turn to switch whiskey to Yankee. Okay, let's now try switching plane. Okay, we switched whiskey to either X-ray or Zulu. Okay, is anything behind us? Yeah, magenta. Which one of Zulu or X-ray has a magenta adjacent with nothing in front of us? So Zulu or X-ray. Zulu has blue magenta adjacent, X-ray has magenta and nothing adjacent, which is great. So we're facing X-ray right now. We need to move to this cell, which is opposite from magenta, which is, by the way, what we're looking at right now. This is the magenta, this is the opposite from magenta, so we'll go on forward. And now all we need to do is switch X-ray back to whiskey to go to this cell and this cell. Yeah, we're currently facing X-ray. Let's switch it to whiskey. So which one out of Zulu whiskey we just switched to? Magenta. Whiskey has adjacent magenta. Zulu does not have adjacent magenta, so we just switched successfully to whiskey. Since this is the direction we're facing in whiskey, we just need to reverse, and now we're facing this direction, and just go forward to our ending location and submit. I hope this explanation helped you to understand how to traverse the maze. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.